Alright, Redwater,
Where'd you come from?
dang.
Never should have come here.
I remember this place now. People are not happy for me around here. They're not my biggest fans. But I'm okay with that. That's where I tried out being a vampire lord, and it didn't really work out all that well for me. It was fun, but the controls were a little awkward, and the biggest problem was that I couldn't really do it when there were people. And there's almost always people. So that became an issue for me in the long run. Is there going to be anything along the way? As soon as I put it away. This is why I just run out with it. I run with the weapon out, because as soon as I put it away, somebody shows up trying to kill me. I know I move faster without it, but when we're exploring the world, sometimes it's just easier for me to keep it out. Wait, is it you? Who are you?
You there, please, you have to help me. I was attacked by a vampire. Do you have a potion or something that can cure this before I turn?
I do. I've got a cure disease potion.
Oh, thank the gods. Here, take this with my thanks.
Yeah, I've got a few of those on me now. Okay, that was
I've
random.
been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
Alright, and then he just tries to sell to me. That was random. But we got it done, I guess. Is that a good fire or a bad fire that I see? I don't think this is definitely not a location that we've had before. Sarethi Farm? How you doing, Navrusa?
I'm a bit busy at the moment. What did you want?
I found Cinderion's remains.
I knew this day would eventually come. At least poor Sindarion died doing what he loved. His field research. I told the old fool he should take it easy, but he was too stubborn. Perhaps someday I'll continue where he left off. It's the least I can do, considering how much he did for me.
There's a lot of Nirnroot around here.
Actually, I'm growing it if you hadn't noticed. I'm the only person alive that can cultivate Nirnroot from a seed to a fully grown plant.
Serana does not seem to care. How do you do that?
I had quite the mentor. He taught me everything he knew about the Nirnroot and its strange properties. I haven't seen him in many years. I wonder what became of him.
I just told you he died. All right, here, have some Crimson Nirnroot.
You gathered quite a few of them, I see. I'll search through Sindarion's notes and find some more information about the Crimson Nirnroot and its properties.
There you go.
Thank you. You've done alchemy a great service by helping to complete Sindarion's work. I'd like to give you this tome. It's one of Sindarion's greatest works. I believe you've more than earned it.
All right, we get the Nirnroot missive, I assume? It's not what it says. And Sindarion's Serendipity. How'd you two meet?
When I was very young, I was sent to Skingrad in Cyrodiil to study with him. He was a strange Altmer. Paid more attention to his research than his own well-being. He lived in the basement of an inn, for goodness sakes.
How did you end up here?
Well, after I fled Morrowind during the eruption, I made my way here. My family had purchased this farm, and it's all we had left. Years later, Sindarion simply showed up at our doorstep asking to stay for a while. Said he was going to do field research. He stayed with us for decades. Became an uncle of sorts to Aduri.
Then he left for Blackreach.
One day he simply ran out to me in the field, excited that he'd made some sort of a breakthrough, and he was going to head out on another trip. He never returned. From the journal you discovered, I'm sure you know the rest.
Right. You an alchemist?
I used to be. There isn't much time for that in my life anymore, I'm afraid. I actually owned a shop in Vivec City long ago, but I had to leave all that behind when the Red Mountain erupted. Perhaps someday I'll reopen a shop here in Skyrim.
As long as you don't treat me the way that other people treated me in Vivek, we should be fine. They kind of all ganged up on me one day. You seem quite exhausted.
Is it that obvious? I've got my hands full here. Between the farm chores, cultivating my supply of Nirnroot, and keeping a tight rein on my sister Adori, there's little time for rest.
I could help you? I guess I could help her.
Really? That would be a pleasant change. One of the ingredients I need to cultivate Nirnroot are jazzbay grapes. The acidic content of the juice is perfect for the soil. I need 20 of them for my current crop. Good luck finding those jazzbay grapes. They're very rare.
That they are. And I just went on a crazy expedition trying to get Crimson Nirnroot. I'm not entirely sure I want to go out and look
Yes?
for jazzbay grapes. They don't sound familiar to me at all, so I don't know where to get them. Is that the end of the quest? That's apparently the end of the quest. So, not entirely sure how I feel about getting jazzbay grapes. I guess I could check back home. Where is home? Over here. It's not too far. We could check back home just real quick to see if I do indeed have the jazzbay grapes. And if I do, how many? Chances are no. But if I do, I can't imagine that I have too many. Maybe one or two, but I have no idea where to get them. I might look it up and see what I can do to help her out, but I'm not an alchemist at the end of the day. Alright, what do we got in here? What do we have? None. None. Oh well. That is pretty much it then. That is it. Alright, so the last thing that I wanted to do was go to the Soul Cairn and try to find the rest of Jiub's journal. And somebody did point out to me what I need to do to actually get those bars to lower.
You're home! Let's play a game.
No, I'm playing a game as it is right now.
Uh,
I don't have time for you, little boy.
let's move faster. The sun is... It's not great for my skin, if you know what I mean.
So I'm going to look up where Jiub's journal pages are. I have thought a little bit more about finding the rest of the books in the Hidden Vale, whatever that's called, with the Snow Elf journal books, but honestly, if it's just going to get me books, I might put that off for a time. Really? Apparently we come out here to drink. I was unaware of that. But definitely right now I want to try to find the other pages of the book. So I will meet you once I have that information in front of me and I'm a vampire again. Back in the Soul Cairn, I have just decided to show off where the locations are. So let's take a look at the map here. We'll have to look at the local map, of course. Along the southern facing wall here, if you go east of where you can go further on, you'll eventually find a set of stairs with this guy.
My ship. What happened to my ship? Where am I?
And here's Jiub's Opus page 1. Once again, we will look at that when we have all of them. Here's a petty soul gem and the Book of Life and Service as well. Doesn't look like there is much here. The ranks of the blessed. Blessed are the bone men, for they serve without self and spirit forever. Blessed are the mist men, for they blend in the glory of the transcendent spirit. Blessed are the wrath men, for they render their rage unto the ages. Blessed are the masters, for they bridge the past and span the future. The litany of service, the bonesman oath. We die, we pray, to live, we serve. The master's voice, you swore to serve your lord. I guess I'll hold on to that. There's a whole lot of the Soul Cairn that I did not explore. I'll meet you at the next page. I believe it's page 2. Our next location is far to the north. Once again, here it is on the mini-map. This is where the boneyard was. Remember, Villarica was here. Just north of there, we can find this small little area. This is where Durnavir is apparently hanging out. And there is a chest back here with a coin, purse, a ruby, and page 2. We have 7 out of 10 now. What's in the chest? Quite a bit of good stuff, actually. Quite a bit of good stuff. Nirnroot? Can I talk to Nirnroot? Do I talk to him through his tail? Yes!
Speak if you have aught to say worth the listening.
Oh, he's doing it upside down at me. All right, that's it. I'll meet you at the next page. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on around here that I was not aware of. Next location is a little difficult to find, at least it was for me. Here it is on the map. As you can see, we're kind of far to the east. There was a whole bunch of stuff up here. We had to follow this, go down here. This place gets rather complicated, but the way that I picture it, this is where Villarica was. Up here, you just gotta follow around. And eventually you'll find yourself here, where there's a Conjure Mistman spell tome, and page 7. We are getting very close to finishing that off. We only need 2 more, and I believe those are just 8 and 9. Now, this one was a little difficult for me to find. I'll meet you at page 8, though. Page number 8 is actually really near the entrance. There is the entrance to the Soul Cairn. It's apparently right there. But we are going to need to get in here somehow. The thing is that I can't actually get in without using my bow. So, bow, hit the glowing orbs. This is not something that I would have come up with on my own, and indeed I did not come up with this on my own. Not only did the guide tell me how to do that, but I believe it was Rick La Tortuga who told me how to open up that as well. It's a very interesting concept. I just wish that, you know, I had found out about it a little bit easier. Well, there you go. They gave me a bow and arrows right there. I don't know if I would have put 2 and 2 together, though. I would assume that it was like one of these souls down here. All right, we have a ways to go to get to page number 9, which is the last one. I will meet you there. I am told that the final page is in here. Let's take a look at our map. Not that it shows really much of anything. They only show where I've been lately. There's Villarica's place. We are northwest of there. There is a building with a soul crystal up there. This one is further north of that. So let's head in. And I am told that this place is kind of built like a maze. So we'll have fun exploring it together. See what is at the back end of this.
Where'd you come from?
And then we will see what awaits us in Jiub's journal that I have been avoiding to this point. This place is a little weird. A little weird, I have to say.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, Bone Man! Bone Man does not last long. Nothing around here lasts all that long. Holy crap. Not that I need those too much, but just in case I should come across a Grand Soul, I guess those are there for me. Now, there is a crystal up top here. I was about to say I don't know how to get there, but apparently that's how I get there. All right, let's head up here. Search the chest, which is empty. There it is, page 9 of Jiub's Opus. And a Grand Soul Gem. No, they're not letting me run. Run! Run. That doesn't put me overweight, does it? It does. What do I have on me? None of these weigh anything. I guess I'll have to drop something that I actually care about. They do weigh quite a bit. Let's get rid of my greater. Yeah, that'll put me over. No. No. And there we go. I have plenty of soul gems. I do not need those right now. Can't believe that put me over. All right, so let's get the hell out of this little lattice work here. And we will see. No, that's back the way that I came. That's how I got there. That's how I got there. No wonder I did not find this place all that easily. I was almost out as it was. Daedra heart. No. It weighs too much. 0.5. I can't afford that kind of weight at this point. All right, there's a way out. We made it out. Let's go ahead and read Jiub's Opus. Page 1. I am a hunter. I am a redeemer. I am Jiub. The tale of my rise to glory begins in the ash wastes of Morrowind. I rode alone, weapon at my side, and the burning wind stinging on my face. My quest was arduous, but necessary to ensure the survival of the Dunmer people. A pestilence was creeping across the ashlands. We're gonna go do this again, are we? A menace with an insatiable hunger that plagued innocent travelers simply trying to get home. It was my self-sworn task to hunt them down one by one and drive them from the skies. Their fury knew no bounds, and their war cry resonated across the land. They were the notorious cliff racers, and they had to be destroyed. On a particularly hot day during sun's height, I was tracking what I called a lingerer, a cliff racer without a nest. He was a particularly feisty one, too, leading me on a merry chase across almost 3 miles of ash dunes. I'd managed to take a piece out of one of his wings in an earlier scuffle, so he couldn't maintain much of a climb, but he still had quite a bit of stamina left, and he was trying to make me tire of the chase. Almost 2 solid hours had passed. And my silt... Does the next one begin with Strider? Strider was tiring, but I couldn't give up. I had sworn to eliminate the foul beast to the last, and I wasn't about to let it go. If I was going to stop the thing, I'd have to do it fast. I pulled my longbow from my back and knocked my last arrow. I took a deep breath and pulled, trying to keep the cliff racer in my sight. It was literally a long shot with the beast gaining distance, and the silt strider bouncing me around at full gallop. Finally, with a silent prayer, I released the string. The arrow sang through the air like a howling demon as it sliced its way towards its target. Finally, just as it crested the lips of a foyada, the arrow struck it in the midsection. It let out a horrible cry and fell out of sight. My cries of triumph were quickly stifled by the sound of over 100 wings. Rising from the foyada was an entire colony of cliff racers, and they were out for blood. The blasted thing had let me ride to their nest and sacrificed itself with the intent of feeding me to its brood. It was a trap. The damned things had become much too clever. Knowing this was likely the end, I jumped down from the silt strider and hit the back of its leg with the flat of my glass blade. There was no need for the innocent thing to die here today because of my stupidity. As the ash cloud cleared from being stirred up by its massive legs, the cliff racer brood approached. I held my sword high and prepared for the worst. The battle lasted 2 full days. I was beaten, clawed, bitten, and knocked down more times than I care to... Than I care to remember. In the end, 76 cliff racers were slaughtered. I was knee-deep in their corpses and my body on the verge of collapse, but I had survived. I smiled to the heavens and all went black. When I awoke, all I felt was my back on a cold stone floor. Every muscle in my body was on fire and my vision was blurred. Slowly, I tried to climb to my feet. It took several agonizing minutes, but I finally managed to do it. As my eyes adjusted to the dim light of my new surroundings, I realized that I was standing before Lord Vivek himself. He was simply staring at me, floating above his throne and staring at me with his piercing eyes. When I began to prostrate myself as a sign of respect, he held up one of his hands as if to say it wasn't necessary. Was I dead? Was Lord Vivek pleased with me? Was he about to strike me down in anger for my somewhat sordid past? Suddenly I understood everything. Suddenly I realized that I was brought here for a reason. I should have died in those ash wastes. But Lord Vivek must have seen something inside me that he hadn't seen in millennia and decided to spare me from my fate. Thus began my ascent to sainthood. Thus began the rise of Jiub. So that is Jiub. He killed so many cliff racers. Let's go talk to him and congratulate him for what he has done. But But first, I got a request to talk to Villarica after we have completed everything. So, Villarica!
You appear to have something on your mind.
Oh, look
What is it?
Look what we have here. Harkon is dead.
What? Are you certain?
He died by my hand.
Then I see nothing preventing my return to Tamriel. Allow me to gather some of my things, and I'll head back to Castle Volkihar. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you.
Hooray, we did it! We brought your mom back. Are you happy about this?
I was hoping it wouldn't smell this bad.
I'd rather not think about the obvious death and sulfur that I assume that this smells like. Alright, I will meet you at Jiub. She was on the way. Well, look who we have here, if this isn't Jiub here, Slayer of Cliff Racers.
You did it. You have all of my pages.
Here they are.
Finally. I never thought I'd see these again. These pages meant the world to me. Thank you.
So now what?
Now Volume 2 begins. What else?
Really? I'll be off then.
Oh, wait a moment. Here, I want you to have these before you go. A pristine copy of my first volume. Only one in print, actually. And take this as well. Seeing as St. Jiub has ascended to pure spiritual form, I won't need it any longer.
Well, okay. We got the game freaking out on me as we removed 10 pages, but we got a couple things out of this as well. It said that we got a copy of his book. I'm just kind of waiting for the notifications to go away. There's 10. All right, what was actually given to us then? All right, St. Jiub's Opus has been added. And the Locket of St. Jiub has been added. I assume that's a peril of some kind? It is indeed an amulet. Carrying capacity increased by 50 points, increases your stamina by 50 points. That is very nice, actually. Let's go ahead and take a look at St. Jiub's Opus. I assume it is the same. Yeah, it's the same. The Rise and Fall of St. Jiub, the Eradicator, Hero of Morrowind and Savior of the Dunmer. By Jiub. Yes. So, does he actually say that he killed all of them? Because that's what I've heard. Alright, that's the end of that. Anything more to say?
Back to visit Jiub the Magnificent, eh?
Is there a way to free you?
Considering the state I'm in, I'd say that option vanished a long time ago.
You're probably right.
Besides, this isn't so bad when you think about it.
How so?
This is the most peace and quiet I've had in a lifetime.
Well, those cliff racers are pretty bad.
There's no one around to disturb me and distract me from my writing. Present company accepted, of course.
Oh, of course. Alright, I guess we're done.
Get back to Tamriel. Let them know I still exist.
I'll think about it. How much is that Book of Lies worth? $1,250. It's the most expensive book that I've ever had. I don't know what to do with it. What I do know is that I am going to meet you guys back in, back in the normal world, and I will be cured of vampire. I think we are done here. I have no further requests to do anything here. I personally don't have any interest in doing anything around here that I know of. I don't know of anything around here. Maybe there is something interesting for all I know. But I will meet you back in the real world, and we will do other things like Dragonborn. Hope you guys have enjoyed these parts. That is going to do it for... Let's just kill this bowman. That is going to do it for these parts of Let's Play Skyrim. I've been Baller Scuba. I've been joined, as always, by the re-deaded Gulug Malarg. Hope you guys have enjoyed these parts. Hope you laughed. Hope you learned. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.